Hi, this is Stephen Andrews, Outlaw Bookseller, and today it's another unboxing video, or unwrapping or unsealing, because it's going to be an LP. I've done a lot of these recently. It's a funny thing, you sort of realise that you go ages and you don't buy any music, and all of a sudden it all comes along at once. And being an old guy, I tend to like more vintage music, and I guess I buy a lot of reissues. So today what I'm going to do is do an unwrapping of an album by Simple Minds. This is the compact disc version, Sparkle in the Rain, which I guess you could say is the beginning of their kind of stadium rock sort of phase, where they sort of seem to sort of get really big. And obviously the big hit single off this was Waterfront, which everybody will remember, and obviously this is from the mid-80s. Well, it's not an album I'm that familiar with. I actually bought that fairly recently, but I decided I should have it, and it was prompted by the fact that the album appeared on BRA, Blu-ray Audio. For those of you who don't know that acronym, I'm quite keen on BRAs, and I do like 5.1 mixes, and I bought this purely for that reason, because I thought, you know, I do like Simple Minds, and I got the CD, so I can just slot it in very quickly. So there's a bit of multi-format madness for you, and something I'm going to do on the channel as it goes on is look at the records I've got different copies, different versions of, because I'm quite sort of keen on that, and looking at different variations. So I know a lot of people, a lot of collectors like that, and I know I do. So Simple Minds, I saw Simple Minds once in concert. They were never one of my favourite bands, I have to admit, though I do have all of the albums up to Sparkle in the Rain, and I saw them when New Gold Dream came out, and I had a free ticket. A friend of mine worked in a record shop. He sadly is no longer with us. R.I.P. Richard, we miss you enormously. And he took me along with him, and I went with two other guys who were older, and they were really good. And my favourite Simple Minds album to that point had very much been Sons and Fascination, which I still think is a fantastic record. I really like that record, and that's really due for a reissue on vinyl, I feel. Sister Feelings Call obviously came with that, and I bought those when they first came out, and I was obviously familiar with things like I Travel, and going right the way back really to Life in a Day. So I think Simple Minds were probably an underrated band at the time. They were up against bands like Magazine, The Stranglers. They toured with Magazine, and because they did a split single with The Stranglers, a cover of Get a Grip on Yourself a few years ago. Great sort of Scottish band, you know, and some great stuff has come out of Scotland, some great rock bands in that sort of post-punk new wave period. So we're going to have a look at the HMV Centenary exclusive edition, which is limited. I think it's about 1,000 copies. I'm just going to pull that out of the tote there with a little nipper on the cover there. There he is. And I bought this today. I didn't buy it on the release day. I did see it at HMV in Bristol, and I thought about it because, of course, you know, these things they're quite pricey, but you've got to support HMV because they're our last chain. And if you really love music, you love records, then, you know, you buy records everywhere. So this sort of trendy, it's got to be from indie stuff. Doesn't wash with me, really. I'll buy a record anywhere that it's being stocked, just to support the retailers. So we'll have a look at this now, and limited to one per customer. I know this is sold out on the HMV website. There's probably loads on eBay at 50 quid. So, you know, but there are plenty both in Bath and Bristol last few days. So I'm just going to take a moment to get the old sharp scissor on there, because this is always a delicate moment, so bear with me a second. But yeah, so I saw Simple Minds back then, and they were just on the brink of major commercial success then, of course, because Promised You a Miracle had just come out, and they were great. They were really good. You know, they were still a full band then, as opposed to like the two sort of front guys and, you know, people sort of filling in. And this was a Cardiff top rank, so they were supported by China Crisis, who I have to say are the least charismatic band I've ever seen. I wasn't really fond of them anyway. They're kind of, you know, new romantic pop light, not really my sort of stuff. I was more of a sort of like serious John Fox, Ultravox and Japan sort of guy in that sort of neck of the woods. And you know, and China Crystal, they're just terrible. They had no stage presence whatsoever. And, you know, you see a lot of bad support bands in your time as a rock and roll fan when you go to gigs, but it really, really was quite embarrassingly poor. So just get the shrink off this now. And I'm sure a lot of the fan base will have bought this already. Now, of course, with these HMV ones, you get this little sort of fake obi. I'm not sure if I'll keep that on it or not, but there we go. Nice matte one. This is never a record I've owned on vinyl, so we'll just have a look inside. I know we've got a nice inner sleeve there, which is great. We'll take a look at the vinyl itself, which is orange. I must say I am swayed by coloured vinyl. I know it doesn't sound as good as black, but you know, it is nice to have these things for the sheer iconography. And there we are, and it's a solid orange rather than a transparent one, which is really, really nice, because you don't get many records orange vinyl, and they're usually transparent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply my usual curating standard, which is to nip it into a poly-lined inner. And I get all my curating stuff from Covers 33, who I keep mentioning, and they're not paying me for this. You know, I just get my stuff from them, and I think they're really good. So I'm going to slip that into the sleeve, so the inner sleeve is protected, the record itself is protected. So there we go. And then a PVC outer. I had a comment this morning on the channel from the Stranglers fan. I've had great support from the Stranglers fan community, because I've done quite a few Stranglers videos, and there you go. And he said, you know, be more punk. You know, you remind me of a market trader with your sort of outer sleeves and stuff. Well, I'm not punk, I'm punk rock. Punk is a formula, punk rock is the original article. Lots of things were possible. It was about individuality. So, and that's why, you know, to me, you can like something like a late Simple Minds album. You know, you like what you like, and never mind what people think. That's rock and roll. So there you go. Sparkle in the Rain, HMV. I'm just going to slip this into here for the time being. I'll probably pop it in the back and see how that looks. And I must play the album later, because I've not played it for a while. And of course there's that Lou Reed cover version, Street Hassle, which is an interesting thing to cover, really, of all Lou's songs. That's quite a difficult one to cover, so well done, guys. You know, they sort of stepped up there. And I'll just show you the vinyl again. So there it is, orange vinyl, Scotland's finest, Simple Minds. There are some more unboxing things to come up. There's going to be an Ultravox one and a John Fox one. But yeah, great, and sort of very iconic sort of looking record, that. An interesting time in the mid-80s, things were changing, and Simple Minds, of course, went on to huge international commercial success. But this is kind of the point I get off. So that Simple Minds Sparkle in the Rain, HMV exclusive orange vinyl unboxing. Try and get it and get one soon, because they'll probably disappear before too long. This is Outlaw Bookseller, signing out for now.